Hello there, Aries. Welcome to your love reading. How are you today? Today we're going to find out what your person is thinking. What are they hiding? What are they feeling? What are their intentions, right? All right, let's get started. Let's first try to find out what the energy is between the two of you. So, was there an issue here with a third party? Did somebody get in the way of your relationship? Was there cheating? So they're very regretful, obviously, by what they've done. So there was some possible cheating that happened here, and they're very regretful. They're sorry for what they've done, and they don't know how to reach you. They don't know what's going to come of this relationship. So possible infidelity situation here, Aries, and they don't know how to resolve this. They don't know how to deal with this problem, okay? Yeah, wow. So obviously this is something that has caused a lot of distance between the two of you, because you're seeing that, cheating is an absolute deal breaker, right? And you can't figure out how this individual was able to really do that. I mean, it's hard for you to forgive what's going on here, Aries, because you're seeing that there's just too many differences between the two of you with regards to your values. So, all right, let's get started with cards here, the tarot cards. What's the overall energy of this individual? What's the energy around them right now? All right, 8 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Knight of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, the Chariot, the 9 of Swords, and Justice. Okay, so here's what's going on here. There's a lot of fast-moving energy here, right? This happened quickly. You found out quickly. Yeah, there's a lot of energy here. The eight of Wands here is a lot of energy. And what's happening here is because of this infidelity that happened, this third party situation here, it really kept them from really focusing on the goal here, which was the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is look at that. I mean, it's a happy union, harmony, joy. And that really got in the way. This third party situation really got in the way. Let's clarify what the 8 of Wands is all about. Why is the 8 of Wands here? What does this energy mean? Other than fast moving energy, what is that pertaining to? Yeah, they're making a decision to walk away, to leave something behind, whether it's this third party situation or your current situation. They are really trying to focus and make a decision here. And they will be walking away. We just don't know right now if it's going to be the third party or your current situation, but they're choosing to walk away. All right. Now, in the recent past here, they really had a great relationship with you, in that they were very satisfied. They felt that the relationship, met their needs. It's exactly what they wanted. But unfortunately, because of the differing in values that I just mentioned earlier, they strayed, and now they're regretful, right? And Aries, you're seeing that, this can't be forgiven, right? So here's the thing, you're dealing with an individual here also who is very charismatic. The Knight of Cups is the type of individual who is in love with being in love, right? They like the chase. They like the feeling of being in love. And so sometimes it's difficult to deal with individuals like that, because they do have the tendency to stray, because what they want is not necessarily that relationship. They like the feeling of being in love. And so sometimes these are the guys that tend to kind of wander. And when I say guy, I mean, certainly this can be for a woman too, but I have a knight here, so I'm just saying male. But anyways, this person is in love with the idea of being in love. They like the high of being in love. And so when they get comfortable and they see that there's possibility for settling down and committing to a family setting, it kind of scares them a little bit because they love the feeling of being in love. And so that might, you know, that can create a little bit too much of a, you know, they feel like they don't want that blah kind of relationship. They want to always feel like they're in love, right? And what they're not telling you is that they want the stability, they want the family, they want abundance, they want that solid, stable relationship. But they screwed up. They screwed up, and now they're having to pay for it, right? They are moving away. They're moving away from the chaos. And right now, I mean, we're going to clarify this. They're trying to move away from the chaos. They're trying to change their ways, perhaps, but this might be too late. This might be too late. And the Chariot card here is forcing them to move forward, to get away from what it was, that the chaos that's happening here. They want to make some changes. And they're really in their heads about it because they're having to, you know, make a decision, and they want balance. And that's what's going to happen here. The outcome is there, you know, if you're married, this might be a legal issue here, maybe going through a divorce, maybe, you know, a separation, something like that. But definitely things are going to come into balance here, and it's going to work out in your favor. Okay, Aries, but definitely there's going to be something here that where balance will be restored in your relationship. And one of you, well, if not both of you, but this individual wants to walk away from something. Let's try to find out what they're walking away from, what they're trying to get away from here. I mean, you have two cards here of separation. Let's see what they're trying to separate from. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so it looks to me that the Knight of Pentacles is about laying down seeds for the future. And they may be wanting to leave this third-party situation because they do see you as long-term, right? But you, Aries, have to be careful because this person, like I said, is in love with being in love, right? And this is all about values. And there's a struggle here because earlier we talked about differing values. So they don't know really how to, you know, if they're kind of that guy that tends to run around, right? They don't necessarily know how to settle down. But this is, again, all about values. Maybe your values are not matching up with theirs, like I said earlier, and they're having to really, you know, fight themselves, fight what they feel and how they usually act. And here, they want that long term, but they obviously don't know how to get to that point, right? But this individual is trying to get away from this third party. Okay, let's clarify the Nine of Swords there. What are they fearful about? What are they worried about? The end. Yeah, they're worried about this ending. Let's clarify the Justice card. We'll clarify it with the other Oracle cards as well here. Yeah. So what's happening here is again, like I said, there's going to be balance here. There's going to be a resolution here, and there's going to likely be a separation. But they're not accepting it. They're not accepting the outcome. I think you want to get away from them. I think you have had it because, again, with those differing values, I think you don't want them back because they cheated, right? There's a third party situation here. And cheating, you know, certainly most commonly we think of cheating as another person, right? That third party is another person. But cheating could be like them giving more time to their business or to their work, to the point where you feel like the work is their wife or is their partner, and you're just kind of like an appendage. You know, you're just kind of on, you know, what they do on the side, right? What they want to be with on the side, but there's definitely something else that steered them away from this relationship. Let's clarify here the Ten of Cups. What's the Ten of Cups here about? The energy that's influencing this. The Ten of Cups, of course, is commitment. Yeah, they're trying to figure out in their head, because you want commitment, Aries, they're trying to figure out how to make this work. right? Because when you have a third party situation, you're trying to juggle. You're trying, you know, and they're in their minds, they love to be in love, so commitment to them is really difficult. So their obstacle here is that it's hard for them to consider that one person that they're going to spend the rest of their lives with, they're going to commit their whole time to, and they're trying to figure out how that's going to work, right? Because it's obviously conflicting with their own values, with how they believe. Okay, so let's clarify this a little bit more here. I want to know what they're hiding. What aren't they telling you? What aren't they telling you here? Because I think deep inside they want this. They want the 10 of Pentacles, but what are they hiding? What aren't they telling you? Habits. I don't know if we will ever change. It's more like him or her, right? They don't know if they can change their ways because they are that Knight of Cups. What else do they want to say? Mend. I want to fix our connection. Yeah, so they know they've done you wrong. They know that they regret, that they obviously regret what's happened between the two of you, and they want to fix things. The problem here is, Aries, do you want them back, right? Do you want to fix things? Let's clarify here. The Nine of Swords. What are they afraid of? Sabotage. I mess up the good things in my life sometimes. Yeah, again, this falls in line with this guy here, the Knight of Cups, the person who loves to be in love. They, because of their tendencies to want to chase, they love that high, that feeling. They sabotage themselves. And they don't know if they can get over that. They don't know if they can change that habit. And it's you know, they see it as that tendency to behave that way. I want to clarify here the Six of Swords here. Unsatisfied. I wasn't happy the way things were going. Yeah, so again, when you have somebody who is in love with being in love, they just want to chase. They only care about the chase. And so when that feeling, that high of being in love starts to go down, they start looking elsewhere. So you're kind of with a player here, Aries. You got to be careful with somebody like this. All right, I'm going to clarify this Nine of Cups here. What were they really feeling when you were together? What were they feeling towards you? When you were together, forgiveness. I'm struggling to get over the past. So they're still stuck in the past and what's happened. How did they feel about the past? Yeah, they always saw that you two would come back together, that you would forgive them. And they feel like they've missed out on an opportunity. Yeah. I want to clarify the outcome. What else is going to happen here in the near future? What do they want to do? How are they going to come towards you? What are they going to offer? Is it over? Let's see. Hope. I haven't given up on us yet. So they're still very hopeful that maybe you'll reconcile, maybe you'll forgive them. I'm not sure. That's up to you, Aries, obviously. This is you. You're you know, they're trying to offer you love, but you don't want to have any part of it. Right? In your world, it's over, right? You want a resolution. You want to take this to court. And if this is a marriage, obviously, you want a divorce or you want separation. They're trying to offer you their love again, their apologies, and they're hopeful that you'll get back together. Let's see, I want one more card there. And they want to be committed to you, right? But remember, that's the Knight of Cups. That's the Knight of Cups. They do want to walk away from this third-party situation, but their tendencies towards the chase, enjoying the chase, that's going to be their sabotage, that self-sabotage. That's going to be their little inner demon because they really love that chase. All right? So hopefully this was helpful for you, Aries. Hopefully it clarified some things. But yeah, it looks like this person is regretful of this third-party situation, right? And they're confused and they're not sure how they're going to get back together with you. But it seems to me, Aries, that you've made up your mind. They want to offer you commitment and they still have hope that you're going to get back together. Unfortunately, I feel that you are kind of like done with it. Right? You're done with it. You want a definitive answer. You want something to just really kind of terminate this situation. But they are hopeful that they're going to be able to come back. But unfortunately, you're dealing with a player here. Somebody that loves the chase. And it's really difficult And I think you know that, Aries. It's difficult for you to, it's difficult at all to be in a relationship where the person is really just interested about the high, that chase. And that really, you know, causes a lot of conflict, obviously, in a relationship. So thank you so much for being here, Aries. Good luck to you. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye-bye.